Oh, okay. So live. Why is this light like? So the light's just not lighting for me right now. Let me fix this. Hello. Thank you for the like. Hello, guys. Hello, 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 peoples. I feel my lighting like it's like I don't know. Let me see. I think it's how I have this light. Let me fix it then. Yeah, because I had that light too low. Hey, sincerely, Serenity. Hold on. I don't know. I just feel like I have a lot of shadowing today. Maybe it's this plant. I just feel like there's too much shadows. I don't know how it looks on your guys' end, but does it look like there's too much shadows? Because there's a lot of shadows. I'm on pretty late today, guys. Let me get this girl's name. It was Ashley Janae. So I'm just waiting for more people to get in the room. Please make sure if you guys, everyone in the room, if you guys like the video for me, it'd be greatly appreciated. Yo, this guy always has something to say. Always. Doesn't make anything past him. He always has to put his opinion. For a man that's running a country, you have time on your hands, bro. Oh, where's the thing? Yeah, I want to make sure I had her name right, Janae. Hi, everybody. I am on a little bit later, so I'm not expecting a lot of people as usual because it is a Sunday night and I'm not used to coming on this late. But I'm just gonna wait for more people to come into the room and then we'll get started. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video. Okay. Let's say I'm just waiting for more people to get it. Okay. All right, so let's get started. Where's my bell be? Hold on. Oh. I was like, okay. So let's get started. Let's get started. I know it's everyone's not here yet. Just in time. Hi, what if? Yeah, so we're just getting started to read on the people that we're reading on today, chat. So today we're gonna read on Ashley Janae. This is a story that's actually still developing. The offset casino situation with little TJ. We're gonna read on 6ix9ine. I've never actually ever read on 6ix9ine before, but we're gonna touch base and expand on Justin Bieber because I did a short reading on him the last time. And we're gonna read on Jaguar, Wright, and Jay-Z. I found that's a really interesting topic. Those two and their thing and what's going on with that. And we're just gonna do a generalize of like politics, like just whatever comes up that we just touch on or whatever the case may be. So we're just gonna get into it. Okay, let's open up a prayer. Lord Jesus, give you all praise and the glory, God. I just want to thank you, Jesus. I want to thank you for the victories. I want to thank you for the beautiful things that happen in our life in Jesus' glorious name. Oh, Jesus, I pray that you saturate this room with the blood of Jesus from the crown of his head to sole of feet, God. And I pray that every single person in this room is protected as we are doing this read. I pray that we are inviting positive energies in the name of Jesus, positive insight, and a place and a safe space that we can have open discussions, have a good time in the name of Jesus. We pray, God, in Jesus' glorious name, that you just give us true understanding as we know as I picked up in this reading, there will be a lot of revelation of truth and justice in Jesus' name. As you're the King Kings, the Lord of Lords, Alpha and the Omega, beginning and your love reigns supreme, God, in the name of Jesus. I pray, God, that you continue to bless us in Jesus' glorious name and always be present in everything that we do. Amen. Thank you. For those that just came in the room, be sure to like the video. I see 9 viewers and I only see 3 likes. But guys, I want to do a little show and tell today. And this is not sponsored. I don't got no deals like that about a child. But I was at the dollar store this week, or was it last week? Well, this week, yes, with my little boy. And I went to go get him some toys and some little knickknacks at the house that I needed, and whatever the case may be. And as I was in the store, would you believe what I found that was selling for $5? I was like, what the fuck? This game. It's called Trust Me, I Am Psychic. Okay? Now, I haven't opened it yet because I wanted to wait until to show you guys this game, but I thought it was the most coolest thing ever. So it's called Trust Me, I'm Psychic. And what's so sick and dope is that it has like a hologram thing. So there's like the fraudster, and then it will be like the Rider Waite tarot card, right? Like they sell them at the store, like dollar store right by my house. So the object of the game is get your fortune. The psychic will tell your fortune using the vision cards, real or fake. But listen closely. Some are psychics and some are complete frauds. And then you find the fraud. So the game is like play the real psychics, but not the frauds. The player will with the most money wins. So it comes with like 40 set vision cards, 200 vision cards, 6 player reference cards, a $1,300 bill, curse tokens, and everything. It's literally the most dopest. Like I haven't even heard of this game at all. Like I'm like I didn't even know that this is a thing because you know how it is when it comes to us spirituals, child. Once we hear about the games and things that represent us, like we're so quick to be on it. But look at that, isn't that dope? So if you guys haven't already, guys, I don't know, go online and go maybe look at your local dollar store because it was sold at Dollarama. We call it Dollarama. We don't have. I don't think there's Dollaramas in America. That's more of a Canadian franchise. But yeah, I haven't opened it yet to really look at it. I wanna open it on here, but you're so sure to read on there. I don't wanna spend so much time in this. But yo, if you get a chance, find this game. I'm gonna play it. I can't wait. I'm probably gonna play with my son or my homegirls or whatever. Are you serious? Yeah. Find this game. I was like, this is crazy. I've never seen this before. But I think they actually, because like, if you can see the hologram, let me open this part. My son was trying to get at it so bad, and I was just like, no, I need it. I want it intact when I show it. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna have to do like the ugly chair on it. All right. So it's like the world. See how you go? Okay, rain. Okay, so I'll show it. I guess it go. Yeah. See the world card, but it says. I think it says believe, deceive, deceive. I can't wait to play this, but I'm gonna play it, child. I'm going to get my homegirl. We're gonna go out to see her soon, and I'm gonna bring it because she's a psychic as well. I'm gonna bring it. We're gonna play this game, girl. All right. So let's just get into it. Actually, let's warm up the room. Let's go. Let's see what's going on with everybody. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How's gonna be last week been? What's been happening for y'all? See, yo, so that okay, I should feel nice. I got to It's a rare gem. It's a because I we have like 3 games. If there's anybody that's actually interested in getting the game, I could get the game for you, and then I guess I can mail it out for you or something. Right, exactly. Because I'm like, I couldn't believe it. So I don't know. A lot of serendipity. I like that. I actually love that. We definitely need to touch on that. How else has everyone else's week been since Easter? Because I don't think no, I wasn't on for Easter. I don't think I'm gonna have enough water to last me. The week has been chaotic, but still good overall. That's good to hear. It's good to hear. This week was, I think I was, because the holidays, it kind of threw me off a bit because of the holidays and stuff. But this week was actually a good week. A lot of purging. This last full moon and it transitioning out into, we're in a wanting phase. It's like, I don't know if we're getting, I think we could be getting closer to a new moon, possibly. A lot of purging. I'm purging a lot. Like I was supposed to come on yesterday, as you know, and like literally, like I needed time to ground myself. I was like, let me not today. I'm like, mm-mm. If I don't feel 101, but at the same time, I did like I don't like that. Yeah, I'll tell you guys I'm going to come on and I don't. But I was just like, nah, I'm not feeling 100. I'm not going to come on. I'm like, when I feel 100, I will. Definitely gone down the hot rabbit hole about Melania and the Amanda thing. Oh my gosh, we are gonna touch on that. But you guys are gonna have to help me build that story as we go. Because I seen it flash on my timeline, but I didn't actually go into it deeply. But ciao, let's get into it. All right. So let's open up with the first reading. Okay. So this is a developing story right now. It's just been recently posted. Um, so there is an online influencer. Her name is Ashley Janae. She just most recently went on a trip with her boyfriend, sorry, her fiance, and they went traveling in Tanzania for her 30 something birthday. I have to double check whatever birthday it was. Um, she died. She sadly passed away on the trip. And it was how she was found, or what they were trying to do is rule the actual incident as a suicide. Now, based on the people that know her, follow her, and whatever the case may be, they are not buying that story. A lot of people believe that when it comes to how she was found, that the whole thing was staged. If you actually look on her page on IG, literally the day that they say she killed herself, she was looking really good. Like she's looking really good. She looked like she was in good spirits. And most of all, she was there to celebrate her birthday. It was on her actual birthday date. Yes, yes. So now everybody is wondering what's true, what's not, if the fiance was actually behind her murder. And I'm going to tell you, I definitely see foul play. So we're going to tap into the energies of that and see what I see around it. Yeah, he definitely did kill her. But the thing is, when it comes to it was an accident. So like it was kind of an accident. It really was. But I get the sense that no. Okay, because I'm literally like what I'm seeing is like I'm seeing, yeah, someone update me. Okay, so what I'm seeing is I'm seeing him in the room and I see her like laying over on the chair. Like I wonder in the room if they had, I know I didn't look at the bucket picture again, but they have, I see like a straw like chair, but it was kind of like inside. But he's kind of laying her down. But I see him pacing that he's on the phone with somebody. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. Hola, hola. I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of those things. I wonder if this guy took an insurance claim out on her. Because something is telling me about the energy of this guy. Like, he's kind of like one of those like financy type of bros. You know what I mean? Like, he likes the lavish lifestyle, he likes the money, he likes all of that, but it almost feels like it's at the cost of a gamble. You know what I mean? Like, he's not a person that has like a lot of finances on hand. Like, this guy could be, he's the type of dude that could be up 100K like today and literally be broke by the following month after because of like how expensive he lives his life financially in chunks. I also get to that they had issues with finances. Like, I feel like she would get on him too because I get the sense like he kind of staged a reality to her that he really couldn't keep up with. You know what I mean? Because I get a lot of that in there too. Good evening, Kat. Like, there was a lifestyle that he couldn't keep up to either. Because I'm getting a lot of that too. But I keep seeing a guy on the phone with dark hair though. I don't know, whatever it is that he did. I whoever. Oh, we're talking about Ashley's Janae. We just started. Um, whatever he, whoever he was talking to, or somebody out there knows exactly what happened, and that person's gonna snitch on him. Because I feel like when he staged it as a suicide, I don't know why I keep getting the energy that I don't feel like he's the only one. Like, that idea didn't only come to himself, like somebody suggested it. But there's something, it has something to do with ingestion, which makes me feel like they're probably gonna have to look into any like toxicology reports or anything like that. Cause I see like injections. I see. I wasn't meaning to say injections, but I was actually meaning to say ingestion, something that was ingested. Yeah, but I feel like they've had problems though. Yeah, this guy's a scammer. The energy I get with him is like he's a very scamish kind of guy. Like a scamish kind of like those, those big finance guys that you see on Instagram that are like talking about like their rags to riches story, and they're running around going all over the world, and they're on the freaking in first class, and get rich with me, say next to get information on the next big thing that can happen for your life. Like, it's giving me all that. It's giving me all that guy. Actually, let me actually look quickly again at her page with her guy. Let me see, because I was looking at my homegirl. Okay. Wow, the poster she put up. If this is a dream, no one wake me up. I hate seeing those like eerie posts that people put up just before they die. Let me see. And he proposed to her on this trip. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, there's something shady with him. He's panicking. But the part that like I see the panicking is making me wonder if it's not something that he wasn't expecting to do, or something was like something happened that wasn't supposed to happen type of thing. But I feel like he also was like jealous. I feel like there's also suspicions of him thinking that she was cheating with somebody else, or there was somebody that was still lurking around. Yeah, there's somebody that was still looking around. She was worried about, but I feel like she genuinely actually cared about him though. Okay, she was 31 when she passed away. Yeah, but there's somebody that he talked to that's gonna know the truth. It's not gonna take too long before they indict him on something. So, any question, guys? I'm sorry, I just read a comment saying may she rest in preference. Why does it remind me of Danish deception? What's Danish deception? What is that? Any questions, guys? No? Okay, we're gonna move right along. Okay. All right. So we're gonna read on now about Uncle Offset. Okay. Now, Uncle Offset. The reason why I'm calling him Uncle Offset because Offset is moving in to his drunk uncle era. Okay. And now when I say that is that every family has one. We always got that one uncle that was with the love of his life. He was running on high. He was a player, making all this money and doing his thing, living his best life. He had the biggest house, the biggest cars, everything, married. But how he lost it all is that he ended up fucking with the wrong woman. You know what I mean? And him losing his family and losing everything in an instant. And then after he turns around, you know what I'm saying? And he turns around now, and now he's an alcoholic. And he always, his sister talks about the good old times. You never hear him stop talking about Aunt Julie. You know what I mean? It's been fucking 10 years, it's been 20 years since they broke up, and he's still talking about Aunt Julie and how Aunt Julie left him, how Aunt Julie took all his money, and how Aunt Julie did her thing. He's always the one that send money problems, issues, or whatever the case may be. You're always having to send Uncle Offset money. Uncle Offset's always coming. Uncle Offset's been wearing the same fucking wife beater for the last fucking 19 how long, and you can't tell Uncle Offset shit. That's what Offset is now becoming. He has assumed the position of the drunk uncle, bro. Okay? The only difference with Offset, I'm not sure if Offset has a drinking problem. The problem that he has is with gambling. Okay? Now, if you go on any site right now, especially any site that has to deal with addictions or whatever the case may be, gambling is really up there with an addiction that is similar to cocaine. Okay, it's very much the same thing. He's popped down to no heck. You know what I'm saying? He feels like he's fucked up his whole entire life. If not, actually, you know what is funny with Uncle Offset? Uncle Offset never feels like it's his fault. These men that get like these uncles and their drunkards that become like this, it's never their fault. It's always somebody else's fault why their life is fucked up the way it is. Okay? And he's in that stage in his life right now where it's like he's a mess. He's in a hole. He can't come out of it. And what makes it worse that he's going through all these problems is that he's not a person that wants to take the counsel of others that want to direct him in the right direction. Okay? So let's just tap into Offset. First of all, we're going to tap into Offset and then we're just going to tap into the whole situation, move right on. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. It's like I want to feel sorry for him, but I don't. You feel me? I don't because it's like you brought this upon yourself. Like, let's separate the marriage part of it, right? Offset is going through grief. He's going, hi, Erin. He's going through grief and he's going through a lot of trauma. Like, we have to understand, even though there's not much mentions of him at all in music, we don't really hear anyone really talk about this, but we gotta understand he just lost Takeoff. How long has it been since Takeoff's been dead? Like, I know it's like what, 3 years or so? When did Takeoff die? I don't know if anyone knows what you got. But take off. Wow, this year will make 4 years since he's passed away. Man, time flies, B. Time flies. But when it comes to mourning, and there's a lot of people that when they go through mourning, they will all say the same thing. You never stop mourning. It just keeps going. You know what I mean? And when it comes to Uncle Offset, how do I keep calling him Uncle Offset? I'm gonna call him Uncle Offset. When it comes to Uncle Offset, it's like to be honest, when I really look at it, time since COVID, time feels like it's almost an illusion. You know what I mean? Like I'm sitting here right now, and at the end of the month, my son's about to turn 9 years old. Okay. I literally feel like when I see him, ooh, like when I see my son, like I literally feel like I just brought him home from the hospital. Or sometimes I always just see him as that toddler. You know what I mean? Like this kid's 9 years old at this time, Since 2020, everything feels like, I don't know. I'll say from 2022. Like 2020 to 2022 almost felt like it was 1 year. And then like 2022 to now feels like it was like 2 or 3 years. You know what I mean? So much time has passed. And as you know, time does not wait on anybody. And I know that what his life literally went left in such a short period of time. And we're not talking small things, you know what I mean? We're talking big things, you know what I mean? Like imagine getting to the height of being really famous and getting popularity and whatever the case may be. You and Cardi B being that power couple, y'all getting married, to you guys having all the kids that you had, to Offset dying, and then just before you know it, you spin your head, you turn back, and it's like the money gone, your nigga's gone, the group is gone, everything is fucking gone. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because it's like I always see these situations where it's like when you make the deal with the devil. You know what I'm saying? Like that where the devil has a way of making you forget time. The devil has a way of making you feel like you could have it, like you could have it all. The devil almost makes you feel like puts you in a place of putting you of having too much ego and too powerful, and not appreciating the things you have, making you feel like there's no such thing that you could ever lose it. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Offset, he's still stuck in the loop of that. Like Offset is chasing some. Hey, hmm. I just saw like an image of a hamster wheel. Of a hamster wheel. You know what I mean? But you know how if you're running on a hamster wheel, you're running to keep it turning? Like I see Offset running ahead, like he's getting ahead, but he keeps looping in the same place. Like that's how Offset they have Offset right now. Like this, like this, like this. And it's like he's going through all this pain, all this hurt, all these things that are happening. You know what I mean? But it's like he has this tunnel vision, but it's like he's fuming. He's he's channeling all this pain through the gambling. He's channeling because it's like for him, it's like him hitting back up that jackpot will get him back up to where he used to be. You know what I mean? People have to understand this, and this is what I've noticed with energy. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to like we're like plants. You know what I mean? Like there's actual studies when it comes to plants and what the energies that plants give off and what they can offer to other plants. And then there's also even studies that talk about where plants actually shade other plants, causing them to not get as much sunlight. so that that plant can thrive and the other one suffers. You know what I mean? Which, and actually how it relates to humans is you're only greater than your closest link. You know what I mean? I think with us that we know that people have forgotten, Offset he's been in a trio. You know what I mean? Three, like combinations of three or scenarios where people are in three are very powerful because it represents the Trinity. You know what I'm saying? Offset has been able to thrive and kind of get that pick me up between his two peers. You know what I mean? That has kept him going. So, like when we view Offset as a power as Migos. You know what I mean? So I think in a way, society expects so much from Offset. But if you notice anything about Offset is only as big to the next person that he's standing beside. Like when you even listen to his music, and to each his own, he's not really a strong lyricist and an artist on his own. He does the best when he's actually in collaboration with somebody else. You know what I mean? He kind of always has to link himself to somebody to kind of up his energy. That's what's happening with Offset. Like, so what the Offset we're seeing right now is the real Offset. You know what I mean? Like, he can stay on the straight and narrow and stay responsible and accountable for things as long as he has people around him that hold him accountable. You know what I mean? He's not really the best self starter because if it's really up to him, like, he's the type of person that would rather go chill and like do other things and like fuck bitches and do dumb shit other than actually get to the bag the way he needs to. You know what I mean? We have to understand, like, because I think in a way, along with this happening to him, I feel like a lot of people are shocked because I'm like, damn, like, Offset's down bad now. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, shit, like, he's really falling off. But I'm like, then I have to think about it. I'm like, yo, like, I say that, but Offset's probably not even really falling off. We're probably really getting to see who the fuck he really is because there ain't no Quavo anymore. There ain't no Cardi B. There ain't no Quavo and Takeoff to make him look good. You know what I mean? And after he didn't have them because Amigos broke up, and it was like, and there ain't no friggin' Cardi B now to make him look good. Like he always has to have somebody around him to actually make him look elevated or seem elevated. Like we keep forgetting that a lot of these people that have fame and have money or whatever the case may be, we have to remember a lot of them don't come from the best upbringings or whatever the case may be. But from what I heard like Offset actually comes from a good side of Atlanta. But he did grow up with parents that were more successful. You know what I mean? So when it comes to him and having things or whatever his lifestyle, it was always dependent on the powers of somebody else, and he's able to jumpstart on it. You know what I mean? Because as much as Offset is the kind of person that he kind of levels up with his peers, he does help amplify peers too. You know what I mean? But he almost like he always has there always has to be a yin and a yang there, or it always has to be like a negative positive ion battery thing going on. You know what I mean? But right now, what's is like whatever actually keeps him balanced or his stilts that keep him up have been eliminated. But instead of him actually paying attention to what is missing, he's tunnel vision trying to get back what he lost. Get what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm rambling right now. Is this making sense to anybody? I just feel like I'm rambling. Um, but I just get the sense that's what I see with him. Like it's gonna take him a lot to like find himself back up again. And I feel like again, it's gonna be one of those things. It's like he's gonna get his shit back together based on who he gets himself linked to. And there's not a lot of bitches in the industry that want to be with Offset. I'll tell you that right now. They all wanted him when he was married because Cardi B was making him look good. You know what I mean? And that's what people don't understand with people that have a certain energy. especially because Ashun is like the lower chakra. She's all things that are central. You know what I mean? And I notice women that have a women and males that have Ashun energy. Like, remember, she's the waterfall. She's the juices. She's all those things. Like Cardi B's essence was what was making women more attracted to him. You know what I mean? So just as much as oh yeah, there could be rumors that went around. You know what I mean? That's not just the case. Like his essence, her essence is what was keeping him going. That was getting. It's just like he just allowed the devil's fruit to like really get the best of him. Like I was seeing something the other day and we're talking about like the one of the greatest sins to ever conquer. It's not like lying, stealing, whatever the case may be. It's temptation, lust. Like men have lost it all because of the sin of lust, lusting after women or lusting after certain things. And Offset has brought in place himself to where he's at because of it. So I don't know, man. I feel like Uncle Offset is kind of, when it comes to who he is as a person, is and what's happening with him personally, is gonna take him some time to pull himself out of this hole. Oh, let me see. Remember when we spoke on the phone and I ran into him a few times and we said this? Yes! Yes! I'm telling you, Offset, because I don't feel like Quavo's in a space right now that he really wants to fuck with him. That's the like Offset, like Quavo's very disappointed with Set. He really is. Like he's looking at him through his nose, but it's like almost like I get like he's not surprised that he's like this because I feel like Offset is one of those people like you kind of have to always hold his hand and make him do things. You got to hold him accountable to get shit done, or he's not doing what he needs to do. Like I feel like the more business-minded, savvy type or whatever in the group was actually Quavo. You know what I mean? He was the one that, because Quavo is not where he's at. Like I feel like Quavo has made smart decisions. Quavo has his money up in a certain way. He definitely has his money in a place where he can carry himself for a few years and live nice, and at least maintain the lifestyle that he's used to. When it comes to Offset, it's like he's going down a hole. Yeah, I keep looking at his back, and it's weird because Takeoff's on his back. Yo, man, poor Offset in a way. That's what I'm saying. Because he literally feels like he's in a dream. Like he's like, yo, there's days like he'll go to sleep or and it feels like he has a life that he had. Like they're just being Migos and traveling, and he got his wife, and then he just wakes up tomorrow morning and he's like, yo, like it's gone. But it's like he hasn't really allowed the other foot to drop yet. It's kind of like it's dropping in, but not fully yet. Because it's like it's like he's shell shock. He's still going through shell shock. You know what I mean? But he loves Cardi B. He wants her back though. He has to understand that in life, what's unfortunate is just because you're sorry doesn't mean you get what you lost back. Because the disrespect, like when you disrespect something, the disrespect was too loud for her to even consider it. You know what I mean? But I think for him, how he is right now is kind of like he wants her back so bad. Like I see him, like he still looks at her like that's my wife. You know what I mean? Like yeah, legally, okay, they're still married and stuff like that. But I swear, she could get married and be up in a house with a whole new man and living her best life, and he will stand at that gate and be like, "That's my wife." Like he feels like somebody literally destiny swapped him. Like somebody took his life from him. He don't understand how the fuck she ended up over there by herself. But just as much as he thinks that he like she thinks the same thing too. But at the same time, it's almost like I get the energy with her. It's like she can't even entertain the idea because the disrespect was too far, man. Like the things that he's done was just it's too out of control. Like that's the energy I get. Like it's just kind of like, nah, he's taking it too far. I can't even if I wanted to, I can't. Because it's like you went too far. You know what I mean? But I feel like coming up for Offset, I feel like he's gonna do some no more music. I see like this whole thing with him and Little TJ is gonna keep going on for a bit. And he got a few people that he actually owes money to. like I said, I feel like in some way, and I put this up on my Instagram and stuff like that, that Selena Power Girl has something to do with it in some way. And I don't know. I just feel like but he has to be careful because I feel another attack that may come at him again. Because I see his energy and I'm seeing a battery life, and it's like, okay, there's a good amount of juice still there. But if he's not careful, like, okay, imagine being on your cell phone. It's like, okay, I got a good amount of juice that I can make this phone last me for a while. You know what I mean? But if I decide to go fuck around and go play a game, my fucking battery life is gonna fucking die faster than the time I would have probably had on it if I did not play that game. Like, that's what I get with him. He has days where he feels suicidal though. But it's weird. Like, he has these moments where he actually, like, he's present, where he's actually present and he knows, like, oh my God, like, I know what's going on with me right now. Like he can actually, like, he feels the emotions of what's going on and being in the moment. But then most of the time, he's always in autopilot. That's why I'm wondering if there's drugs there. Because it's just like he's on autopilot. Like, he's never fully, like, present. And he doesn't want to be. Like, I just don't see him ever wanting to slow down. Like, him moving around and him doing stuff. I'll see if I can try to fit it in. Like, him moving around and him, like, keeping busy and going to these casinos and doing the most or whatever the case may be. Like what are you doing? Like, walking around with no security. Like, him doing all that stuff is like he needs that to make himself sane. Like, if he actually sits at home or sits alone for too long, it's like reality sinks in. It's like quicksand, man. Like, he's chasing time that's already gone. He'll never get it back. And that's the part that he needs to make peace with. Like, he's never going to be able to bring back Takeoff. He's never going to get Cardi back. You know what I mean? I don't know. Who knows? Things happen. But what life looked like for him in 2017, like, it will never happen again. You know the song I'm hearing is you know the song from Mac Miller, 2009? Like, it reminds me of that. Like, it's not 2009 no more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's sad. Because I feel like the most saddest thing for somebody is when you get so lost in time. Like, you're having such a good time to the point that you get so lost in time. And everyone's like moved on, everyone's getting older, everyone's doing things, and you're just still standing there in the party. You know what I mean? Hey, Kevin! Hi, baby! Kevin! Yeah. It's unfortunate. I don't want to feel sorry for him because at the same time, he played the game. So he can't be mad at it. Let me do this. Like, he played the game. So he can't be. Yeah, I have to move it. Okay, now my spirits are like, there we go. Like, he played the game, so he can't be mad at the outcome. Because he played into why everything's different. Happy Sunday! So that's what we get from Offset. Holy shit, 43 minutes? Okay, I'm taking too long reading on him. All right, so let's move into 6ix9ine. Okay, 6ix9ine. See, I like 6ix9ine, okay? So 6ix9ine is a rapper. I don't know if anybody knows where he's from. He's from New York. He was affiliated with Treyway and all the Bloods out there in New York. He was living his best life. This was back in, like, what was this about? It was before 2020, like 2013, whatever the case may be. He ended up catching a RICO case with Treyway, and he was looking at a lot of time. I think he's looking at about 80 years. And Treyway was not exactly supporting him or had his back the way they could have, considering the charge that he was about to catch. And he ended up ratting out and making a statement against Treyway that put a lot of men in that crew back in jail for a lot of years. So 6ix9ine has been kind of battling back and forth with his notoriety and his respect in the industry, because As you know, when it comes to hip hop artists, he um he was been classified as a rat. But what is really fucking crazy about it is that there's a lot of rats in this industry as is. He just happened to be one of them that was publicly like seen as a rat, especially a man like a dude in the rap game. You know what I mean? So that's happened. Of course, when that happened and he wasn't getting the notoriety and the respect that he should be getting in the hip hop industry, he is Hispanic, so he actually went and started to tap into the Latin market. When he was in the Latin market, he was actually doing pretty well. Because as you know, when it comes to Latin artists or any Latin fans are like country fans. Okay, they're diehard, they're loyal, they buy tickets. There's a lot of them that come out because, of course, there's a lot of different countries and that speak Spanish or whatever the case would be, and they're loyal and they're definitely supportive of their artists when they like their artists. So he was doing pretty well in the Latin market. Now, obviously, some things have changed. Things that people have come out and said that they ratted or whatever the case may be, or things are being caught or whatever the case may be. And that's where I feel like 6ix9ine felt like he could kind of redeem himself back in the industry. He did recently get arrested. He just came out just the other day. He was in there and he was in, I think they were in Rikers, if I'm not mistaken. But he was in jail with Diddy. He was on the range with Diddy and Madero in the same jail there in America. And he was just recently released. So now he is back back in the mainstream again. What I love about 6ix9ine is that I love his input and his honesty and his observation of things that go on in the industry. I think that he's hella accurate when it comes to things like that. But just coming from the kind of person he used to be or how he's presented himself, 6ix9ine has a way of of people always doubting him before they actually believe. Because 6ix9ine was known as a notorious online troller. Okay. So let's get into it and see what we see around 6ix9ine and what's to come. And we'll go from there. Okay. I should have got another bottle of chow. And I can't drink no tap water chow. All right. Okay, so he's been really, as you know, he's been on live streams a lot with Neon, right? So he's been doing his thing with Neon. I feel like 6ix9ine is gonna get into the streaming thing himself. I feel like it's like he doesn't know. It's like he doesn't know how he wants to go about it, but he definitely wants to start streaming himself. I don't know why I see some conflict coming up with him and somebody else. I don't, it's not Alabama, but anyways, I see that he's gonna have some conflict with somebody else, but it feels like a female that's in the industry. It's weird. Like I almost feel like 6ix9ine is gonna almost come off like a modern day Charleston White. You know what I mean? But I definitely see him coming out with like some new music because I see some new music and I see two others. So I don't know if he's gonna work with two other artists or it's gonna be like a collective album or whatever the case may be. But I see that actually coming up because I see three. I see that coming up and he's gonna come out with an album. But I also feel like if he's not careful, he can get involved in some legal issues too again. But it feels like it's around a female. You know what I mean? The problem is with 6ix9ine is that 6ix9ine needs to stop arguing with bitches, bro. Like he has to get to a space like I feel like he's the kind of person he likes to egg women on. You know what I mean? But I feel like that's a Latino man thing though. Like toxica, like toxico. Like I feel like it's like a Latino thing. Like they like to go back and forth with their lover. You know what I mean? But I feel like that there's a lover or female, somebody he's messing with that could get him in trouble again. But I feel like he's gonna get up into some controversy or some like nonsense coming up soon too as well. You know what I mean? But overall, it feels like he wants to go on tour. I see that happening for him. And I see a packet of something. So I don't know if he's trying to get into some products or stuff like that. I see some product stuff coming up and things like that. But I see branding and stuff. For him, it feels like he has a lot of money. He has a lot of money. He has a lot of he has money put up and flow. Like he has ways for money to flow. But I feel like he's trying to get to a better place when it comes to finances. Because I almost get the energy with him is like it's almost like in his mind is like I'll put out two more albums and then I'm just like I'd rather be like chill. Like I'd rather just kind of like I just like think he's thinking about doing the streaming thing. Like he'd rather just like be like a Charleston White or something. Like just kind of because he knows at the end of the day, like getting to the top is an illusion. You know what I'm saying? Like people thinking that getting to the top and actually being like everybody dreams to be famous, but people don't realize like what really happens when you get to the top. Like once you jump the fence, you realize it's like, do you even care to even go forward? And as we know, like the industry is definitely about to take a dive soon. So I feel like it's like as long as he can be creative and just still be a part of it in some way, it's like that's what matters to him the most. Like he's like I was getting energy. He's like I'm not willing to sell my soul for notoriety in a sense. Like I'm not willing to sell my soul to play the devil's game because at the end of the day, I know who God is and God is the final ruler. Like that's the energy I get from him. Yeah. So that's what I get from 6ix9ine. Any questions? Any questions? No? Not a huge 6ix9ine crier. We'll move into the next reading. Speaking of industry and industry conversations and industry politics and everything, I'm about to read on Jaguar, Wright, and Jay-Z. Okay? Okay. So I grew up hearing of Jaguar Wright. My brother was a huge Jaguar Wright fan. Because he was really into the whole neo soul and R&B era of the time, especially like that whole movement that was coming out of Philadelphia, whatever the case may be. Now I have to do my research in specific the connection between Jaguar Wright and Jay Z. Okay, but the reason why I felt to read on she's from your city. Hey, are you from Philly? Yes. The reason why I wanted to read on her because again, like here's the thing. Like I feel like when it comes to what's going on online or whatever metrics that we use to kind of get information, we're being spewed and oversaturated with so much info. Like if we're talking like say in the realm of conspiracy theories, right? There are so many truths, right? Whether it's truth or whether it's actually fabricated in any way. Yeah, exactly. Or fabricated in any way. But the reality is, it's one thing to hear what was done. It's one way where you could trump what somebody said if it's true or not. But what's going to actually be done with this information that's being said? You know what I mean? Like, what actually happens? What's the turning point for all the efforts that Jaguar Wright has put in the industry of informing people about what kind of people these are and what we're supposed to do with this information and what actually happens? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I know that when it comes to certain people in the industry and when there is the higher ups in the industry, they're very much looked at as untouchable. Because of course, a lot of them are doing a lot of doing things that most people will be prosecuted for. You know what I mean? But just because they have such connections, they know this guy or that guy, they're able to buy their way out or wiggle their way out of getting justice served. You know what I mean? Or being prosecuted for the things that they have done. You know? But we, I think, respectfully can say for what we see and what's happening and what I'm sensing and what Spirit's showing, that we're getting to a turning point that those who think they're untouchable are not going to be as untouchable as they used to be. Okay? Like spiritual justice and physical justice is very much at play. It's literally we're at a space that it's like it's not about who's this guy and that guy is. We're gonna all be as at the same place at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So I wanted to touch base on this because I know I when I just recently did my video on the Jay Z family and the Tina, my last live, you know what I mean? When I went to go look back at my playback, obviously they were suggesting videos and stuff, and shares of them was one of them that came up. You know what I mean? Um, and I know she has. There's a lot of conspiracies and things like that that she's brought to the forefront when it relates to Jay Z, and obviously from personal experience and from other people that have had to experience Jay Z. At the end of the day, through all the things that I've seen and the videos I've watched, I haven't necessarily seen her express an end goal. You know what I mean? Maybe that's something that she's discussed in earlier videos, but the recent ones I haven't seen that. But I know definitely there is some justice that she wants served, and I think it relates to her career and how her career turned out. Right? You guys correct me if I'm wrong on that. 16 people in the room, child. That's so quiet. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, we're just gonna move on. But say it again. She blames Jay Z for why her career hasn't taken off, right? Or why there was tampering with her career. Is that correct? Or how her career turned out? I wouldn't say blame, but she. Yes. Okay. She's not exactly wrong by that though. Okay. All right. So let's tap into Jaguar, Wright, and Jay Z. Yeah, she blames him. Okay, so let's tap into Jaguar, Wright, and Jay Z. He didn't like how she's inquisitive. I feel like once they were once connected, I don't think he liked that. He didn't like that she was inquisitive. He didn't like how she could see him. Yeah, he didn't like that at all. And especially around the times that she knew Jay Z, like Jay Z was in his slithering snake era. You know what I mean? Jay Z was still moving like that street nigga that was still on the block around the days that she was in close association with him. But she has to understand that who she deals with on the physical realm is not who she deals with on the spiritual realm, because he operates as a double major. You know what I mean? It's weird because I've had dreams about Jay Z on the spiritual realm. You know what I mean? But like who she deals with in spirit is not who he is here. He's not always connected to that person. Hold on. Because I feel like a lot of this that's happening, it was during the unplugged recording he swapped her for Mary J. Blige. Okay. But I'm not sure if that's a thing. Because Mary J. Blige, like, I feel like her energy circuit is not connected through Jay-Z. You know what I mean? Like the energy that I'm getting, okay. This goes back to the whole energy thing I was talking about with plants, right? So when it comes to industry, and it's not only labels, like even if we're looking at it on a physical standpoint, right? There'll be different chains, like almost like a diagram, where it's like, okay, this person's here, and there's tree branches or branches of where chains of each person and where they're corded and what levels they are at, right? When it comes to Mary J. Blige and her energy, it's not in the energetical circuit of Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? It's in the energetical circuit of somebody else that oversees Jay Z, right? So it's almost like Mary J. Blige will be over here, Jay Z may be up here, but there is somebody that is up here. You know what I'm saying? So the chain of command that comes down like this connects to Jay Z and Mary J. Blige, but it doesn't exactly mean that Jay Z and Mary J. Blige connect like this energetically. So I don't get the sense that that was what she was swapped for. And the swapping didn't come from Jay Z. I feel like the swapping came from who was above, and that is like Jay Z. You know what I mean? Because that's what I'm saying. When I see Jay Z, especially like I'm seeing him on the astral and I'm seeing in the physical, and it's like they don't operate in the same forms. You know what I mean? Like Jay Z in the astral is very like matter of fact. He's very like certain. Is like he's a true mind fuck. Like he knows how to get into your head. Like he messes with the frequencies that balances your perception with reality and what's going on here. But it is something that is very much connected to him, but it almost feels like it's an emblem of something that represents him. Like everyone has their own spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, say, for example, when you see like the Arabians, right? And they have their own jinn. When they would have their own jinn, it's their own personal jinn that they have. You feel me? So it's like it is something that that is formed from him and is works for him and is of aspect of him. Okay. Oh my god, okay, I'm gonna explain this. Back in the day, this is in my early witchy days. There used to be a site called Bonanza. Or you would see them on Etsy too. You actually still see them on Etsy till this day. But there would be certain witches that would sell like jewelry or they'll sell like bracelets or whatever the case may be. And it would have a spirit in it, right? Yeah, this goes deep. It would have a spirit in it, right? So, and I'm gonna be honest, because this is me being young, I've gotten rid of it. This also came from when I got my crowning and I had to get it on my energy. I bought a dragon spirit. Okay. So I had this dragon spirit, bought it, whatever. Mind you, it was my early days, didn't know anything about magic. This is before I got initiated, whatever the case may be. All I saw is that it said that this dragon to do X, Y, and Z, and Z, and Z, and Z, and Z, and this is what it was going to do. And I thought it was cool, and I bought it. So before I actually bought the genie, I was like, okay, I don't know how to work with this thing. So let me do my research. Yeah. So I was on YouTube and a story came up of this man, regular white guy, normal, whatever guy. And he said that this genie approached him. I'm not sure what realm of reality he did. You know what I mean? But this genie approached him and pretty much was like, you know what? I just need a body to assume or a body to be attached to where we could share the same energy. You know what I mean? I can provide you this, I can provide you that, I can provide you all these things, but I just need a home. You know what I mean? He allowed the genie to assume him and live with inside him. And that genie made him a multimillionaire. Almost, I don't know if it was billionaire status, but definitely a millionaire. She was a millionaire within a year. You know what I mean? When it comes to Jay-Z, he has, and spirit is telling me like this, Jay-Z has operative spirits. You know what I mean? So they can show up like him, be like him, watch like him, do like him. But it's not really him. You see what I'm saying? Back in those times, I keep on seeing like a snake, like a cobra. So he had a very strong, call spade a spade in the name of Jesus, satanic, operative spirit that was working through him at that time. What is around him right now is not quite the same thing. You know what I mean? I think he's worked his way up that it's a little bit more refined. It's much more tamed. And And he's mastered how this one's controlled. This feels like a jinn. Like this one he has is a jinn. Like it's very well mannered. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a lower vibrational spirit where it's like they're more reckless. You know what I'm saying? The crazy thing when it comes to Jay-Z, a lot of the things that he's done in those days, he doesn't fully remember. You know what I mean? Because it all depends on who was showing up through him during those times. I think, because I believe that Jaguar White, she's a spiritual woman, right? I believe that who she is, and her team and her ancestors spotted that spirit from time. You know what I mean? And that's what she really is battling, right? So a lot of times when you hear her talking crazy, or you think she's talking crazy and it seems out of pocket, it's not that it really is. It very much is true, but it's like it's something that's operating in a reality that is different to how we experience things on a regular day. I feel like she's gonna crack the code on that. I don't know why she's acting like, because whatever it is, whatever she took, she can get back. That's what I'm hearing. Whatever was taken from her, she can get back. I don't keep on seeing dice, but whatever was taken from her, she can get back. But she has to understand that it's going to be operative in a different lane for her. Get organized is what Spirit's saying. Spirit's saying get organized. You need to get organized. You know what I mean? Organization is the death of all things that go linear. Like it's like you need to get organized, is what I'm seeing. So let's see what kind of justice that Jaguar Wright is going to finally get when it comes to this situation. I'm not going to lie. I get a number 2. I don't know if it's within the next 2 months. Could be 2 years. It doesn't feel like it's that far away, though. She's going to end up having a sit down with him. I think that they're definitely going to have a sit down, and I feel like money is going to be put on the table. There's some kind of deal or something that is going to be, but it's like I get the energy that he's being as honest as he can. He's being honest. Because I think, hey, he has to do damage control. But I'm not talking damage control in the sense of we're talking like industry shit. I'm talking damage control like almost like the repentance of your sins type level. Like I mean, like you pray, like you're literally like everything is crumbling down, that you're to your last legs, and it's like, God, like what do I need to do next? And it's like, you need to go to this. I'm gonna give you a list. These are the people that you have to go and make right with. Go ahead. It's one of those things. Because I feel like for him, it's like, it's humbling. It's almost like you got to put your pride aside and who you think you are as a person and thinking you're above all. And you have to, like, you need literally, oh, okay, maybe that's why I saw the thing of maybe her getting her stuff back. Because it's like, yeah. Yeah. Like, it's like her getting her stuff back. It's almost like, that energy was trying to keep him away from, because it's probably been years they've been in the same room. So I feel like it's something she could get just being around him. Like I feel like she could sit down. She probably has, oh yeah. Because I feel like she could sit down and it's like, and it goes right back to her. Like, but for some reason, they've not been able to be in the same room after all these years. You know what I mean? And I get that's what it is. It's like a missing piece or a puzzle piece on the road. Yeah, it's probably a Lego one because Lego likes games. But it's like, it feels like that. But it's humbling. He has to actually sit down with her. And I see money. I see an envelope. I see money. I see like them kind of rectifying something, and she's at peace with it. But I don't feel like she feels like she's backtracking on what she said, because that's her reality and that's her truth. I don't think it's one of those things that she's gonna back up on what she said, but she's gonna feel like she got back what she deserved, and she'll be able to take what she got from that. And what are the both other main clairs? Clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience for sure. I feel like she has all four. But the thing is, when it comes to her, she goes too much in between realms. So that's when shit starts to sound crazy. Because in some reality, what she's saying is true, but it may not be on this reality. You know what I'm saying? So like it goes into different realms. Like it's in different realms, different realities. But they definitely had a past life. Yes, they had a past life together. She was screwed over by him in a past life. Because when I see her, like when I see her spirit, see her, she knows who he is. Like it's like a reckoning of knowing who the hell you are. You know what I mean? Like I know you, bitch. You know. But yeah, I feel like she's gonna be able to get back what she deserves. Like she'll get that back, and she'll be able to angle things a certain way, especially when she's able to have more freedom, or where the industry provides more freedom. You know what I mean? But I feel like the justice she's gonna get is coming up soon. I got number two, but I just also saw three. So July. So this July. Three and two is very significant with it. But it's coming up soon and she's gonna get back what she deserves. Yeah. But I feel like she still needs to be like it's like you still want to be informed. There's something happening with you giving out information. You know what I mean? With her still doing the videos and giving out information, like there's something happening with that. Like like the flow of that. You know what I mean? To be informed. Because her voice will be used for good and whatever. Her voice will be used for whatever would be used for. It may not be exactly what she thinks. You know what I mean? But it'll be some voice of reason, voice of understanding, a voice of education, of what's going on in the industry when it actually comes out in a way and the lights get turned on where people get to see things for what they really are. Like her, it could be used as reference, as evidence. You know what I mean? Is the energy I'm getting. But yeah, any questions, guys? No, they won't make amends. It's like, mm-mm. Just got stubborn. Just got is like one of those people like it doesn't take long. It doesn't take much for her not to like you. You know what I mean? As much as sweet as pie as Jill Scott comes off as, she's not as much as a people person as people would think. Like it does. I don't think she's really snaky, but the energy I get from her that it doesn't take a lot for her to like not fuck with you no more. I'm not sure the extent of their beef, to be honest. I didn't even know they had issues. But it feels to me like it's kind of like for her, the energy I'm getting is like, yo, it's a no for me, bro. Like that's the energy I get. Any questions? I swear today. Oh, okay. Come on. I swear today's somebody's birthday. That's the energy I got. Oh my god. Yes. Okay, I just saw this message. Um, they were BSS and fell out. What does she really think about Beyonce? What does she really think about Beyonce? She don't like Beyonce. Like she just feels like it's like the teacher's pet. You ever heard of like back in the day where there's like that high schooler or that young girl that will fuck with the old man or fuck with the old boss? And it's like she's really not that talented. She's really not that great, but because she's the pretty girl, she gets all the incentives. Like that's how she views her. Like it's like you like she no one like because of the kind of person she is, no one ever gets a fair shot when she's around. So she's not too fond of her. Yeah, I feel like yeah, it's gonna take a while. Like I feel like like Jill Scott has like Revere. Like there's a care there. You know what I mean? Where it's like you know what I mean? Like there's a care there for her, but I don't get that they will never fully get there. They will get to a place where I feel like they could be respectful, but I don't think it's gonna be what it used to be. Any questions? Hold on. Child, why is this thing still ringing? Okay. I'm just on live, babe. We'll call you back later. Um, she asked scared to tell the story. How come she doesn't speak on Aaliyah? Hey, that probably goes back to the whole inquisitive thing. Like she knows something that she wasn't supposed to know. And also too, I feel like it's like she doesn't have enough facts to back it up on that story. There's a little bit like yeah. Like also it's like not I want to say like not just incriminate yourself, but like even put yourself in a position of getting involved in something that really in the end goal was not your issue to you're not the one that initiated it to happen. You know what I mean? So she just kind of keeps up with that me. That's the energy I'm getting. What's the next question? I don't feel like Mary J. Blige knows as much about her. She don't like her. I know for sure she don't like. Yeah, she don't like her. She's another one to the like people, but she doesn't like her. Like they look at her like she's crazy. Like it's almost like that's but that's literally the industry's always go to for everybody. She's crazy. Moving right along. Don't listen to her. She's crazy. You know what I mean? Like that's the energy, but she doesn't like her. But it's weird. It's like some of the things she says, she knows that it's true. There's truth to it. She's very aware, not on her part, but there's other people where she's like, I can see her looking back at things and be like, okay, that's not exactly false what she's saying. You know what I mean? But I don't really feel like she fools with her. No, she's not stable enough. Organized. I keep hearing organized. That's the energy I'm getting. Look at this fly just freaking flying around like crazy that I've been talking about this stuff. Hey, see? Monitoring spirit in the name of Jesus. We cancel all demonic and Masonic energies that may be around in the name of Jesus. Confirmation, yeah. When I read on this stuff, especially Jay-Z on stuff, a fly would definitely show up. You know what I mean? But what other questions do you guys have before I move on? I like a cigarette. Any questions? I need to put some lip gloss on my lip dry. Any questions? Is what she said about the roots true? What did she say about the roots? I don't know why the spirit just said it's not a lie. What did she say about the roots? What did she say about the roots? I want to know because I haven't gotten deep in Jaguar, right? Like I wish I talked to like my brother or watched because she's had to put out a lot of content. But what did she say about the roots? I used to have a big crush on Black Thought. Like there was one point when I don't know if you guys remember this movie he did, and it was Black Thought, and he did a movie. It was on a love story with a Jewish girl, and no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Mm-mm. See, that's something that I feel like she picks up that is spiritual realm stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like for all you know, what I really believe, like maybe Blue Ivy's probably not from the same soul cluster or spiritual family. Like I can see that happening. But to say that like that's not Beyonce's child, no. What I feel like actually happened on the physical when it comes to Beyonce, I feel like Beyonce probably she likely had a surrogate. She had a surrogate when it came to Blue Ivy. And that's what she is trying to hide. Because like when Beyonce had Blue Ivy, like people, celebrities weren't being so big and honest about doing surrogates. That was just before, like, that was just around and before the time, like, people were comfortable saying that they were using a surrogate for a pregnancy. So I feel like in spirit, no. Because you have to understand too that some of these spirits, like especially like succubus spirit can get you pregnant on the spiritual realm and stuff like that too, and have families of little minions too. Blue Ivy stole her music, maybe on the spiritual realm, child, not on the physical. Wherever that energy of hers is trapped into something that is connected energetically in that realm with Jay Z. And that spirit that he once used to assume was likely one that was of a succubus spirit. And that's what it is that she needs to get her energy back from. Oh, they stole her music. Oh, they stole ideas, yeah. Because I feel like, okay, I feel like she's really good at, like, when she talks to people, I think sometimes she doesn't realize when she overshares. And, like, when she says things and certain things she says with certain convictions, people take certain things from that. Because I don't get, like, actual material. It damn near is it. Like, okay, for example, like, say, like, I'm writing a book and I'm having a discussion about my book with somebody, but they don't really know that I'm writing a book. You know what I mean? And I start talking about little experts of my book, parts from my book. You know what I mean? And then when I come down, there's certain lines that I said, certain things I talked about that was impactful, or whatever the case may be. That person will take those things and use it and make it their own. I feel like something like that has happened. And that happens all the time. I see people do that even with my content. And I just talk in front of a camera. You know what I mean? But it's unfortunate, but it happens. You know what I mean? I feel like it was something like that. Erica Badu does do magic, but I wouldn't say that. Okay, this is the thing. In so many ways that people have the ability to do magic, you have to take a good reflection of the person that is a practitioner. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, don't get me wrong, when it comes to the sector of neo soul, when we think about the most popular people that are at the hierarchy of that genre, we would say it would be Erica Badu is one of them that came out of that. You could say that about Andre 3000, Outkast, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So if we are looking at it from that aspect, okay, you could say she kind of landlocked who comes up above her or around her. You know what I mean? Within that sector, you know? Um, but I don't think it's like she did it towards anyone personally. The energy I'm getting is like the way how she has landlocked herself in the industry is what's causing the blockage that other people can't rise up within that sector, if we're gonna go in that way. So like it's like, when like the saying goes, two things can be true at once. Any questions? Oh, I want some water, but any questions? All right. So we are gonna move right along. Give me a second. I just need to grab 1 second. I need to grab some lip gloss because like my lips are so dry. Okay. But yeah, that's what I see. Let me move into the next thing. I like your searching. My seashells? Oh, they're my lake keys. Oh yes. My curry shells. That's just my signature. I always wear that because it's for like it's for the Arishas. Yes. And actually Kevin bought this for me. So Kevin bought me this. I have the other bracelet, but I actually have it on a shin. Um, but for my birthday, I was in LA and I met up with Kevin in LA. I was with Gina and Kevin. And for my birthday, Kevin gifted me this bracelet and the evil eye bracelet. But my signature that I always wear is my copper for a shun and my karis because that represents either a shun, olokun, um, a shun, olokun, or yamiyat. It's like the water spirits that I worship in my life. But yeah, that's what I wear. That's my signature jewelry. Oh, yes. So let's get into it. So we are going to move right along into the energies. Let's freshen up the energies. So we are going to read on next on Justin Bieber. Okay. So I recently did a reading on him. It was just a really short one. It was just like I was supposed to read on him my last mid-month recap, but I didn't get a chance to because I completely forgot. So I thought I would touch on him again just because we he just recently did his Coachella performance, which was a pretty iconic one. It was cute. It was intimate. We're getting to see a side of Justice a little bit more personable than most of the times that he's shown himself in the industry. Um, so I wanted to tap into just him and his involvement and like where is as a person and where he is on a spiritual journey. Just because I know, it's very traumatic and it's very hard. A lot of people, as you know, especially coming in the industry and started at the industry as young, um, they have been affected in a lot of ways and in a lot of ways more than one. Um, of course, we have the conspiracies, or there has been stories of children that have had to go through being like sexual predators and things like that, and also just going through their own identity crisis because from a young age, an impressionable age, you're being shown and taught how to be something that somebody else wants you to be, not really who you are. And that kind of opens a lot of people in the industry to be receptive to like indulging in drugs and sex and all types of stuff. And I know Justin is Christian. He did start off like you saw, growing Christian. He found his voice in the church, worshiping God, and his journey has been quite the interesting one. As it feels like he's kind of walking in the meridian, like in between the lines of evil and good, or the low vibration and the high vibration at the same time. So I wanted to tap into that, and just any questions you guys have about Justin Bieber, we'll get into that. Oh, Justin. I think Justin is such a sweetheart. He's a Pisces. He's a Pisces. I love my little Pisces, man. But he's a Pisces and he feels so intently and so deeply. Like he is so it's like when I see Justin right now, it's like if he was ever to be given the experience to be in the room with his inner child, there's so many things that he would want to do with them. You know what I mean? Like I literally see him like looking at in time, and it's like if I could rewrite this, like it's almost like he doesn't want to take away the experience he had. You know what I mean? Because I almost get like when it comes to him as an artist and like the heights of where he went in life, it's like he looks at himself and says he rewards himself that he was able to actually do it. You know what I mean? It may not have been the most greatest way how he got there, but at the end of the day, he was chosen to actually have that experience in a sense of being a spokesperson, or like, like just be able to like experience this journey in such a way where most people haven't had that opportunity. So I feel like that's the way where he's looking at it from a positive note, where in a sense of like, okay, like I did all these things. Like as much as it was horrific, me doing it, it's like I actually made it through all these things. And I think that he's looking at that, like God is shining his light on him and showing him how special he really is. You know what I mean? Because I think he felt there was a point where he felt like nothingness, like he felt so empty, like a shell of himself. But that inner child in him is like reminding him of how special he actually is before life tainted the reality of it. You know what I mean? So I see him coddling, I see him comforting that side of him and comforting who he is. He's getting to a space, but not only to forgive others, but learning how to forgive himself. You know what I mean? Because I think that he for a lot of times he's not forgiven himself for things that he's done. Like it's almost like safety. Like I didn't save them. I didn't save them. I could have done more. Like that's the energy that I get from Justin Bieber. But I get the sense with him is like he's understanding. Like it's almost like he feels like in order to save others, you really have to save yourself. And he's really learning how to save himself. And the thing is with him is that he actually loves life. He wants to live life. Like he wants to be able to get old and have gray hair and have grandkids and be able to see all of that. Like he wants to be able to experience those things. So I feel like that's where he's been, especially now having a child, is where he's been really on himself about, hey, like you gotta get better. You know what I mean? And I think he knows he can because I feel like God speaks to him so profoundly. You know, like whenever he hears God's voice, it's so profound in his spirit. It like it fills him up. But it's almost like this is why I feel like he's probably in his inner child because it's like he gets ahead, but there's always something that holds him back. You know what I mean? Like he feels like in some aspect he's bound, but he has to free himself through his inner child. And that's what he wants to do. He wants to speak. Like I keep hearing him like, I want to speak. I want to speak. I want to say, like I want to talk. I want to say what I want to say. But now that he's become a parent, that's where he's like, because like if he was willing, like he's the kind of person, his mentality is like, I'm willing to if I have to sacrifice my life for better the greater good, then I would. But at the same time, now that there's a child around and he wants to be able to be there for the child, that makes him second guess things. But God is keeps I see God strengthening him. Like I feel like he's being strengthened. I keep on seeing his heart chakra and his keep because a lot of the woundings in the heart chakra area. You know what I mean? It's like his heart chakra and his sacral. His heart chakra is sacral. Because his throat's big. Like his throat chakra is really open. But his heart chakra and his sacral is what needs to work. But he's loosening up though. He's loosening up. Like the bounds on him are starting to loose. And try to free him up. But you're gonna see him start speaking on certain things. But he's learning, he knows when you talk, you gotta be smart about it. Not just about how you approach it, but how it's said that is actually ashe. Like how God speaks through him and impacts him. He wants God to use him to be the vessel to speak the words of what needs to be said. Like he doesn't want to do it with impulse. He wants to be led. Like that's the energy that I'm getting. But it's like he's trickling on the journey of there. But I feel like I don't know if he just recently came out with music, but I'm seeing that like the focus on the music and things like that. And I definitely feel a tour that's going to be coming up. But I get the sense that he's really getting into like his spirituality, like just really, really like harvesting the power he has. I see him like calling his power back to himself. That's another thing too, like what happened with Jaguar, right? Like something of theirs was taken. Because you have to understand in the spiritual realm, like we actually have certain items, certain emblems. You know what I mean? Like something of his was taken, but it's a diamond. It looks like a diamond. There's like it looks like a big diamond. But he's a lot more powerful than he even understands that he is, though. And that's something that they didn't want him to actually see about himself. And he's very psychic. As for Kevin, he's definitely clairvoyant. Like he has visions. He used to be scared of it though. He never liked it. It was something about himself he never used to like before. God, I don't know. I see him kind of being a little bit embarrassed by it. Like, oh, people think I'm weird. But like he has visions. Like he will just see things. You know what I mean? And deep, like I feel like he actually sees like spirits, like even entities. Like he sees them full on. You know what I mean? But he's gonna like I don't know. I see prayer. His prayer is strong, getting stronger. Like it's like yeah, like I just see him like allowing God to filter, like filter through it, like filter through him, filter through him, filter through him. But it's like there's fragments of him that are still kind of broken, and those fragments is what allows the drugs to get in. But like those cracks are gonna be put together. That Coachella performance wasn't just impactful for people that he performed for, but even for himself. Because I think like it's like It's so crazy. It's like today, like I was sitting there and I was just thinking about time. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, like I've been doing this for so and so long. You know what I mean? Whereas like it feels like just yesterday. You know what I mean? But like sometimes you doubt what you like. It's not like you doubt what you know, but you second. Hold on. It's not like you doubt what you know, but it's like you got to sit back and be like, damn, I actually earned my right to actually know this. You know what I mean? Like I think at times in life that we get so caught up praying for what we want, and then it starts to actually happen, and it feels like it just happened out of nowhere. But we don't realize or we don't see how far or how long we were like we were so much on the journey that we lost track of like everything we were doing leading up to the miracle taking place. Like the miracle's around the corner for him. But I see him standing at the top of an avalanche. Manifesting, yes. I see him standing at the top of an avalanche and like just like everything cracking from under him. And it's weird because it's like he he's doing it through tapping into his inner child. Yes, she does. She does know. I don't think Justin's a like. No, I want to say a liar. I don't think Justin's a person that's not vocal about what hurt him. Like he will tell you. Like she knows what she's doing, but what can be done? Like that's the real thing. Like when I say truth and justice, you know what I mean? Okay, the truth is out, but what's gonna get done? Yes, he feels very deeply, like really, really deeply. Okay, sit down, Principal. I know you want to use the washroom, but I don't want to get up yet. Give me like a couple minutes. He feels very deeply. Principal, hold on, let me let my dogs out. I swear, they're always gonna come. Okay, go. You guys go because I want you guys to knock on my purse. Okay. Actually, that door needs to open a little bit because it's a little hot in here. It's getting a little hot in here. Oh, let me see. Um, yeah. And there's things reminds you of Britney Spears when you look at yes, a lot. They mirror a lot. Because I feel like they were messed with by the same people. I heard by the same organization. Oh my God. Just as I said that, a fly just went zoop right past me. By the same organization. Yeah, there it goes again. By the same organization. Like even that whole story about how Selena Gomez and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like let it like okay, I'm not saying that these okay. Like when they say, okay, there's always been the emblem, we're running out of time. You know what I'm saying? If you notice when it comes to music videos and things like that, you don't see that emblem much anymore. And they were around during the height of that era. You know what I mean? At the height of that era. So a lot of these institutions or whatever the case may be or what they have, like they're crumbling. Like they don't have the same power or under the same ruling anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like judgment being overturned. Like it's just like not the same ruling anymore. And like everyone's kind of washed up in the wake of it. You know what I mean? But I feel like they were messed with the same people. And he wants to expose those people. And he's gonna expose those people. But he's being given the like he wants to wait the right time for it to like give it could be a crack that opens this big. He will open it like this. And the crazy thing about it is like as much as they feel like people would not believe them, people are gonna believe him. Because somebody else is almost like so like somebody kind of hovers in above and kind of drops the bomb and he's able to catch it and throw it. Like That's the energy I get. So there's a lot of things that are subject to change. That's why there's so much exposing happening right now. Because remember, a lot of these things were done in secret, and it was the energy of secret. But that's why there's so much exposing happening right now. Because like the facade of things are closing. The doors are closing. What questions do you guys have? No, I feel like the spirit. So I heard, did the internet kill the power of the power? Woo! Did the internet kill the power those institutions was had in the industry? I'm sorry. No, there are certain and okay. The house of Shaitan and the name of Jesus was not built that strong, right? So there's only certain entities that can only have a stronghold on you for so long before the live is given, right? So they don't live that long. They live long off of certain frequencies. That's the reason why when it comes to low vibrational energies, they usually try to keep you in the same space so that the actual energy of it can actually thrive. Like think about an insect. How long do insects really live for? You know what I mean? They don't have longevity. So when they keep you in a certain energetical frequency, that's how they're able to keep you on that stronghold. As time grows, as life changes and things happen, it's only natural that frequency starts to change because things always are like we are we are the product of evolution. You know what I mean? The world, everything, animals and everything in it is here to evolve. So when it comes to the industry and these institutions, they can only thrive on those things for so long, right? Like think about it. What had us controlled in 2002 will not have us controlled today. What had us controlled in the 50s will not have people controlled in the 80s. So it all depends on where that energy finds a place to fit in. If you guys haven't already, please sure to like the video. And also at the bottom there is a button that says hype. Please hype the video as well, child. But yes, that's the thing. That's what's happening when it comes to the industry. But they're coming to a point where a big change, a big shift, a big recession, I guess, so to speak, in that industry is going to happen. And that's what a lot of exposing is going to happen. You know what I mean? So they're going to have to come up with creative ways and different ways on how to change that. I didn't even know you could do this. Cool. Sure. Oh, thank you. Listen, my crowning, it was like I had to do a dissertation. Okay. And it was a lot of sitting with the ancestors and sitting down and with the Rishas and really just talking. And that's how I'm researching. And it's like, oh, it makes sense because I had to feel it and go through it to know it. Time goes on. Time goes on. One thing, I keep saying this about time. One thing that you can never control, and you can never control, that we have no control of, and you could never conquer, no matter what you use, is time. So that we can never get back time. Oh, thank you, Mikey. And I'm happy that you guys are getting something out of this. Because sometimes I feel like I'd be rambling, child. Prince, hold on. Move from here because you're about to pull up my cord. And then after you shut down the whole live, and then what? You gonna tell them sorry? No, because you can't talk. And if I were to ask you to plug it in now, you wouldn't even know how to do that. So don't bring me problems. Prince, go, 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 go. I know you guys are hungry, but I can't do that right now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna have to feed them so that because their bowls are like bone dry empty. Yeah, so any questions? Any questions before I move into the final topic of tonight? Okay, I know you guys are starving. I'm gonna give you guys something soon. Like, I can't even look at my dog like that because she will jump on me. She's like, will anything be done once he's exposed? Yes. We have to understand that justice could come in all forms, right? Justice will come in all forms. But yes, people will die behind this shit, yo. That sounds bad to say because I didn't even God forgive me. Hey. But people are gonna die behind this. People that are supposed to die. Like, no, I don't care. You have to understand. These people run the media. They control how we perceive them. Okay? So they want to give us this perception that they're untouchable, they're so hopeless, whatever the case may be. But when it comes to the eyes of God, and maybe in the physical, that's very true. Because a lot of people don't have the means and the resources to come against these people. Why? That's why nothing ever gets done. But when it comes to the final ruler, Jehovah Jireh, Jesus Christ, God, the all that is above and that is his light, you have no power to that at all. Just that is just the equilibrium of how this world works. Okay, what you put out is what you will receive. At the end of the day, when things become imbalance, it's forced to bring back balance. It's like a rubber band. You know what I mean? I don't care what kind of scientist you think you are, or how much billions of dollars that you think you are, that you have. You're never going to be able to disrupt that balance or be able to master it because it's not your role to master. You just reside there. So you can master the people. Like for example, there's this alien, right? This hood alien. I forget his name. The hood alien, but he talks about um, how we come as humans, we're paying rent, we're paying all these bills and stuff like that. He's like, can you charge a bird? Can you give a bird a passport? Can you charge a bird to actually eat a fish? Can you tell deers where they can eat and where they can't eat? As human, we can't. So that is a true emblem of God. You know what I mean? We're put on this earth to do one thing. He will provide what is provided for our nature that works for us. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, there only so much you can do before the world responds back, and that's where you have to bring back balance. Right now, they have pushed the envelope so far forward and exhausted it that it's like a rubber band. It's just gonna just slap back in their face, and that's what's happening right now. Anybody can be touched. Anybody. And the person that you think you could touch or do something to could be like, like there is a man right now that probably is wearing scrubby underwear, wearing like a monk, skinny, walking the streets naked, that bring the baddest practitioner to him, could not even touch him at all, even on his worst day. Even when he hasn't gotten that so much sleep the night before. He literally go like this and you will fall. Hey! Sorry. I just seen him. He looks like Gandhi. He looks like Gandhi. But you can't touch that nigga though. And I see him somewhere in India. But he's extremely powerful. I just seen him. I don't know why. I don't even know this nigga. But yeah. As I'm saying, that's why you have to put your power in through God. You have to put your trust in God and God that comes through you, and you are uniquely you and operate uniquely on who you are. That's why I see people don't want to do the work to actually tap in. Takes work, takes time, takes a lot of experience. It takes a lot of you going through shit. It takes pressure to make diamonds, bro. The journey ain't easy. But if you're willing to commit to it and have and stay diligent, you'll get somewhere. Any more questions, guys? Damn, I feel like I went through this so fast, but hey, I'm pretty much on time like I thought because we're almost at 2 hours. Because last time I read for 3 hours, but I was reading on each person so long. But it's getting late here. Oh my god. The last topic of tonight. Trump shares a picture of himself portraying himself as Jesus. Oh, where am I going? Where's my camera? Like, hey, Massa. I don't know. Wherever part of hell they're putting Trump when he goes, bro, it's gonna be nice and hot. Tell you that, nice hot spot. Will they finally have the really? Will they finally believe that he's the Antichrist? Yes. Yeah, he just posted it. This has only been up 36 minutes. He just posted it. He's like a troll. He is a troll, but it's a blasphemous troll. But yeah, let's move into the last topic. Any more questions on Justin Bieber? Don't mind me today, guys. I'm just a little, you know what I mean? I'm flowing. Like my energy is transitioning and everything. So, you know what, guys? Come on. Yeah? What? I know. Okay. You guys have to give me 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes. I'm gonna take a quick break and I'm gonna put some food in the bowls because I'm hungry and they're not gonna stop bothering me until I do. Hold on, give me a second. Okay. Dogs are fed and they've left me alone. I actually feel a lot better too. Because now they're fed. My babies are fed. They have this weird habit because they will leave food in their bowl because they think like when I eat I'm gonna always share with them, which I stopped doing that because I realized that they're not eating from their bowls. And I like looked away and I looked back and like their bowls are completely like no water, no food, no nothing. So I'm like, okay, like they're hungry. I gotta fill them back up. So Glory Ma's eating first, and then Princey will join her, go after, go eat his dinner. So he's like a troll. Okay, wild. Will he die before the impeachment or vice versa? Before. I heard before. All right, so let's get into it. We're moving into the last topic of tonight. Let's get out of Justin Bieber's energy. If anything, you guys are watching the video, watching the playback, you guys feel free to always leave your questions in the comments about any written one I'm reading on or whatever the case may be. So yes, coming out of Justin Bieber's energy. Okay, so we're moving and we are going to put this final topic as politics. Okay, and what's coming up over, I guess, I don't know, whatever I pick up and what's to come. So we'll slot that under here when it comes to politics. You make it worth it. 916, he said, will he die before they impeach him? Yes, they will die before they impeach him. All right, so let's tap in. The first person I actually want to really tap back into is Melania. So first of all, what I wanted to do is y'all gonna have to help me build the story about this whole friend situation, and we'll tap into that. Okay. Okay. All right, Melania. Okay, so most recent update in the news, Melania took to the stand or took to, what do you guys call that podium thing? I don't know. Took to the podium. I don't know if there's a specific thing of how you guys call it in America, but took to the podium and was calling on all victims regarding the Epstein files or whatever the case may be, that if they have any statements to come forth with, to come forth, and whatever the case may be. Her narrative of what she is pushing is that she has nothing to do with Epstein and she doesn't know who he is, and she doesn't. She's Princey. Careful. Shh. Sorry. It's because like it's come. Okay, stop fighting. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Stop fighting. Wait till she's done. Bye. Get out of here. Anyways, yes. So she came to. Get yourself organized. My dogs. She came forth. Well, she came forth and she wants to get people to actually testify over anything. I think at the end of the day, you already know how she feels about her husband. Like, she is literally like Rapunzel in the fucking castle. Like, that's just the energy I get with Melania. I like him. There's something about Melania I like as a person. Because I feel like as a person, she's not a bad person. You know what I mean? Like, she really means well. She is just the typical bimbo, sexy Eastern European woman that meets a rich white man and cashes out. Like, she's in it for the bag. She got her kid out of it. She has stability. She's able to do things for her family. And she believes in being loyal to the title of being a wife. You know what I mean? But she knows that her husband is a piece of shit. And at the end of the day, when it comes to Donald Trump knew after all the wives that he already had, like he had to be very specific with this one and lock her in. So it's almost like she she rather the devil she does it. She rather she the devil she knows than the one she doesn't. I get the sense that she is crazy because I don't. If it were in a different reality, if her husband were to ever actually get arrested for this, she wouldn't care. I don't think she'd give a flying ass because I feel like she feels like she's done enough. Like her inheritance is in her son. You see what I'm saying? Like I will lose my husband 10 times as long as I don't lose my son. Like that's how she is because she's literally obsessed with that little boy. Prince. She's like literally obsessed with that little boy. That boy. So the man, Amanda, Melania's friend, is also part of the epic young girl scene and was introduced to her boyfriend and had a child. Move on to last year, and the husband and her and Amanda were in a custody battle over their son. Was introduced to her by her boyfriend and they had a child. Okay, so Melania, so who? So wait, are you trying to say that Amanda's kid may be Donald Trump's? Is that what you're trying to say? Oh, I forgot one person is accounted. Is that what you're trying to say? Okay, let me look this up myself because all right, let's just look it up because this is still a developing story. Okay, let's see what comes up. Inaugura claims, okay, so connection to Melania Trump. Ungaro claims to be a part of the Trump social circle for roughly 20 years and stating she frequently dined with the Trumps at Mar-a-Lago and was close to Melania's parents. Let me tell you, this Mar-a-Lago place, it feels like everything trifling and all things that are fuckery goes down over there. Background: she was brought to the United States. Okay, I don't care about that. Controversy and deportation. In 2025, arrested in Miami on fraud charges related to the unlicensed Botox clinic, subsequently deported by ICE. Whoa! Recent threats. In 2026, following Melania Trump's public denial of any ties to Justin Epstein, Ungaro used her social media to threaten to expose what she described as a hidden connections and alleged abandonment by the Trumps. She is not to be confused with the close personal friends and confidants of Melania Trump, but rather a former social acquaintance through the Trump modeling and social scene. So that's why it's so deep because she feels what did not help her stay in the United States and keep her son. Okay, this son, who does the son belong to? Keep Ungaro's son? Like whose son is she talking about? Either way, let me just tap it. I'm going to still do a cold read on it. On the situation. She definitely got dirt. I'll tell you that. She definitely has dirt. Oh, she has good tea too. Like really, really good tea. Like that's a bitch that can, even if she doesn't have like refined details, she has enough to connect the dots that are very evident. Like she's able to place the footprint. Because I feel like it's like she can actually tell you a footprint and go back in time and you will see the evidence of it. That Melania very much knows who Jeff Epstein. Melania knows who Jeffrey Epstein is. I don't know why she's trying to act like she doesn't. She very much knows who this guy is. Now, when it comes to the association of what they do, I don't think she know okay. She knows what they do. But I think her knowing of what was going on was more of the underage girls type of thing. Ooh. Mm-mm. Yeah. Yes, Ongaro's son. But she's like, but they can't get anything out of her. That's the thing. That's why they don't want they won't help you. Like the Trumps, they're the kind of people when they help you, like they have to be able to get something out of you, and they can't get anything out of her, regardless if she's a friend or not. And I don't know, like she doesn't realize that she doesn't have that pull. Like it's almost like I don't think she realizes like as much as she can do that for her, there's so much other people that would expect that from her too. You know what I mean? Like that's the energy because I feel like this Ungara lady is not even taking into consideration shit that Melania was going through on her own. You know what I mean? Like you know how okay, there are people like it's like yes, you're very close friends with somebody, you know what I mean? Or you guys are friends, whatever the case may be. And a person like Melania, she's always had to have a lot of tact. You know what I mean? She's always had to be the person that's always presented herself like she's a friend that literally could be going through hell and you will never know what she's going through. You know what I mean? Because every time she shows up, she she has a very uniform way of how she presents herself. Because I almost get this thing when it comes to this Ongaro situation. I don't think Melania was trying to be malicious. I think Melania was in a space that she couldn't understand that her hands are tied and she couldn't help her the way she wanted to. And by the time she could have, was too late. Because you can't ask, like, bro, you can't, you think you can get Trump to do something? There's things that Trump needs to get done that makes perfect sense why it needs to get done, and he's not prioritizing it. So what makes you think that she has the pull to get him to do anything? So I actually feel like at the end of the day, as much as maybe Melania has her ways, I feel like that Angara girl looks fucked up herself. Because look how she behaves now that she doesn't get what she wants. Well, she can't control the narrative now. She's telling everybody, she's spilling all this girl's business. And it has, and to be honest, it's like she probably didn't even mean anything by it. And I don't think she realized that, like, her hands are tied. That's what I'm getting. I think it's like her hands are tied. Like I can't even do anything right now. Like if you do you even know what this man is doing at home? Like do you understand that literally I was up until 4 o'clock in the morning because he was pacing and screaming his head off? Because it's a certain time in Iran. And he's been pacing and this and literally all of military was in the middle of my fucking bedroom at 4 a.m. and I haven't slept in 3 days. Like, do you even know that's going on? You wouldn't know that, right? I think she felt like she had to do damage control because that girl, she heard through somebody that that girl was going to come out and expose things. There's something going on because there's two other people behind the scenes that have okay, I think there's two other people are connected to Doge. Like they're connected to the Supreme Court or something because they feel like they're on the opposing side, but it feels like the court. Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. As maybe Melania has dirt, it's still. I feel like on the girl's part, she still betrayed her. Of Melania, not really. I would say a Melania maybe in a way is above her because she's like the first lady. You know what I mean? Um, but I don't think that Melania cares to get involved as much. Like Melania is the kind of person that will come and be like, okay, and like I just want to ensure that you're gonna promise that you're gonna do this and this and this I want you to do, and this is supposed to happen. Oh, you need me to show up here. We need you to show up here. Okay, and then she's back in her room. She don't care. As I said, she doesn't want. She doesn't exactly want to be first lady. She just so happens to be first lady. Because I feel like she doesn't even do have to do this what is required of a first lady. And I really don't think that Donald Trump really cares that she doesn't either. Only when he needs her to. Because Donald Trump is coming, like, Donald Trump came into presidency gun blazing. Like, he had a mission of what he was going to do. He knew exactly what he had to say and what needed to be said and what he had to present to get everybody to vote for him. But once that was done, it was like, fuck everybody, I'm going to do what I got to do. That is definitely her goal. I don't know how the hell she's gonna do that. Maybe that's why she's been kind of smoothie with JD Vance, bro. But I don't think she's gonna be really successful at doing that. She won't try to get somewhere. Why am I seeing her stand behind Mark Carney? That's weird. Because that's our government. That's not American. That's our government, Canadian government. But I just saw her standing behind somebody that looks like Mark Carney. If it's not like it, if it's not him, it's a lookalike. I see her smoozing behind that person. But she got some shit coming to her way too. Like I told you, like, hey, she gotta be careful as well. She's not exactly untouchable either. As much as she thinks she is. She's not. Because like when it comes to Donald Trump will turn on you in an instant. Like that's the thing that people need to understand. She's really good at getting you to like believe you could trust him. But as you know, and as we can see in what's going on in the world, he will turn on you in an instant because he's very much self-oriented. And the fact that we had the video of this, the picture of this happening, he could be very much the emblem of the Antichrist. Remember, all these things were written in time before they had the internet. You know what I mean? There wasn't memes back in those days. So we, as much as we read it in the Bible, we don't know exactly how it's gonna look like. Right? Sorry. This person's been begging all day. Like, I don't know if he's new, because usually like I don't really hear him up there. You see what I'm saying? We don't know what it's gonna look like. Like, bro, we're going into World War III where we're gonna have people with cell phones on the friggin' front lines. You know what I'm saying? The dark comes to light. That they could be brother and sister. I don't know though. I, I don't think so. I think that would have already came out already. Because when it comes to Erica Kirk's past, it has a paper trail. Even if I know she was estranged from her father, you know what I'm saying? Her father and her mother um, divorced when she was younger. So who knows if she's related on the father's side? But there's a paper trail and the name, the family name too. So who knows what the story could be? But I don't think it would be so hard to connect them in reality. And I don't think anyone would want to try to hide it either. The only way they'll try to hide it is if they want JD Vance to actually step in to be the president. And people have to vote him in, right? Because if that was the case, like we would have had Kamala as a freaking president because it would have been defaulted and went to her. So I don't know. I am not sure how that's gonna work. Did you see that one SWAT in California getting ready to do a raid and the helicopter came above and caught them? One of the SWAT members was swiping through Tinder on his phone before oh my god, no, I never see that rated before they raided the horn. Is that the home? Oh, the home. Gen Z on the front lines, child. I'm telling you. Like, we're in a different time. Like the second coming of Jesus, like how's that gonna look like? You know what I mean? Like Is it gonna be him coming on live stream? Like, is it gonna be something in this, like, I don't know. And when it comes to the Bible, like everything happens in such like there's so many metaphors for things. You know what I mean? Like the Bible that I want to get my hands on is the Ethiopian Bible. I want to get it. I actually want, I'm looking for it to actually order it because I feel like that's the most accurate Bible. Because we have to understand, like, the King Solomon, the King James, like those ones, that they're very tailored man made, you know? So I want to get the Ethiopian Bible. Because if you read the Ethiopian Bible, when it talks to what God created first, it's not the story of the Adam and Eve. It's God created the sea monsters first, which in turn we would look at as what we had in history, that there was dinosaurs here first, right? So I definitely want to read and study the Bible again, and that version of the Bible. Jocelyn, oh my God, Jocelyn would definitely stream it. Expect the unexpected, child. You never know who God uses, to give his message. You never know. One thing you can't say is, hey, back in the day, Jesus, they said that he looks like a drunkard, he looks like this, or he looked like whatever. Even back in the day, Jesus didn't look like somebody that you should be listening to, child. So you never know. Um, But yeah, that's what I see happening. I feel like Melania is gonna fall back though again. She don't want, girl. She don't want to do this shit. She really doesn't. Like she really is trying to stay the fuck out of Dodge, like as much as possible. The only thing that woman cares about at this point is her kid. That's the only thing she cares about is her child. Is my little baron gonna be good? That's all she cares about. She don't care about nothing else. You could even pay her to care. Because clearly she gets paid to care and she don't care. Because that's where she is right now. She doesn't want to be involved. Like it's almost like her attitude is like everybody's trying to blame me for how things are going or blame me for things that are happening or involve me, but you have to understand, like in the relationship I'm in, what choice do you think I really have? Yes, she could cuss him out. And she doesn't have no choice. You think she could tell Donna what to do? Like she gets mad at him and she cusses him and stuff like that. But at the same time, he's going to do what he wants to do. She has no control. It's like like it's almost like guilty by association. But she's like, bro, I'm a prisoner too. You guys don't see that he has you guys all hostage. She has me hostage too. She's like, if it was up to me, I would have left this man a long time. Like, what are you guys on? Like that's the kind of like the energy she's on. Like, what y'all expect me to do? I'm just doing my best with what I can here. They tell me what to do. I get the paper. I read it. Go about my business. Like I mean, that's like how she got caught um, when she did her first lady speech, and then they were saying that she plagiarized Michelle Obama. Like she don't know. You really think she knows what to do? Of course, she looks up to Michelle. I'm gonna do what Michelle did. You know what I'm saying? Like she does not care. I'm telling you. Remember, she's gotten to see all sides of Donald. You can't tell her about Donald. Like I almost get the energy. It's like if you think this is bad, if you think what he's doing is bad, hey, you guys have no idea. This man would have already done worse already if he was given the right to. Like that's the energy I get from around there. Any questions before I move on into the different part of the summary of what I see coming up? Yes, coming up full of surprises. I'm telling you, so many things. Those that you think that are untouchable are not as untouchable. They're mere man and mere mortal. They all go to the same place at the end of the day. We all come from the same place at the end of the day. No man's above all. Yeah, what's wrong with this man? Okay, anyways. All right, so let's get into it. Let's clear his energies. Whew. Straight, is it, was it straight of Hormus? I don't know, I feel like, hey, whoa. Donald Trump is probably going to take some forceful action to try to open that street, yo. I don't know why I feel like he is. But that is it ever going to come with a big fucking blowback, bro? Is it ever? Because I get the sense of like, okay, like yeah, we've been playing before, but now it's like, okay, you came and touched me, so it's a problem now. It's war. Like it's literally one of those things that yo, this is gonna be like if we go into World War III, this is gonna be a bloody world war. Like it's gonna be so bloody. Because half the people that are gonna come in this war are not prepared for what these Iranians have. Like they're not. And we're not just talking bombs. Like they're not prepared. Donald Trump is not even prepared. Because Donald Trump is scared. He is. Like he is a bit intimidated, but he can't like for him, especially being a man and him being American, like his ego is so big. Like he like there's nobody that can be better than me. So it's like he, as much as he's scared, he's gonna challenge at any means necessary to bring that person down, so that they kind of feel sunned and felt beneath them. You know what I mean? But that's the energy that I get. But I feel like with the over, something is definitely happening this month because I've always seen the month of April of something actually happening. But I feel like between the course of now and the next 3 months is like gonna be really hectic. But to be honest, this war is not gonna be as long as most of them. Like you know, like I think World War II like lasted for like 3, 4 years or whatever the case may be. I don't know why I feel like this war is gonna like even when the actual battle is done, like the remnants of it's only gonna last for the next 2 years. It's not gonna be that much, but it's gonna be picking a riot. Like just as much as Donald Trump turned on the American people are gonna turn on him, but not just in a way that how our voices are being heard, but even physical. Like he's yo, I can see yo, you're not gonna be able to get some people on that flight. Like you gonna see them at that flight. Like the people are like, but I see they're gonna start to try to use some force. Like don't get me wrong. Like I almost feel like don't turn around and they go turn around and turn this into some like Hunger Games type of situation, bro. Shh. Like some Hunger Games type of situation. You know what I mean? It's I'm gonna keep saying this again when it comes to Donald Trump and when it comes to anything that's happening because we have to understand these people are following a script of predictive politics, but predictive politics doesn't always apply. Sometimes you can have a plan to do something for the future, but by the time you get to the future, things are different and not like I said, it's like things are different than as we what we plan for. Because it's like I get the sense it's like it's giving me very Five of Swords energy. Like it's like you can win the battle, but you're not gonna win the war. You may have won the battle, but you didn't win the war. You know what I mean? Like that's the energy that I get. But I see Donald Trump coughing, like he's not in good health. He's not in good health like he tries to present himself to be. He really isn't. And then he also has handlers too. You know what I mean? But I also get that there's gonna be another country that's gonna back up or get involved. You don't know, maybe it's Russia. But because I feel like there's people that are helping, but secretly. But I feel like I see like it could be Russia or something like that is gonna get involved. That's when things get taken up a notch. And you can't handle those Russian soldiers, yo. Those Russian soldiers, yo. But you know what I mean? But like that's the energy that I'm getting. That's when things get taken up a notch. But it feels to me like it's like things get out of heightened within this week and next week. But it feels like as we're going into May, it's like things start to cool down. Things start to cool down by second week of May. But then I feel like by the end of it, it's like I don't know why I feel like there's a week that's coming up that by the beginning of the week it feels like everything is peaceful, and literally by the end of the week everything has gone to the dogs. Like that's literally the energy I get. When it comes to the Epstein files, I just feel like it's like matters taken in our own hands type of thing. It's almost like regardless if there's physical, like actual law justice, it feels like justice will be taken by any means. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what people do, what people say. Is like they're not gonna be able to escape it. But I see some things that are gonna be going down when it comes to money. Like I don't know if gas prices go down or something like that, but something goes down in some way that makes it affordable for a lot of people. Is the energy I'm getting. But I feel like by Wednesday there's some controversy is gonna come up again. I see a big bomb. So I feel like something's coming up again by Wednesday. There's gonna be a lot of talks of that as well. I see Don Lemon there too, reporting on it. Something might happen at the White House. I'm not sure if this week or not, but I see something happening at the White House. But it feels like it's an inside job though. It's trickery. I heard staged. Staged. Yeah, that's what I get. Any questions? Sorry. I made my intrusive thoughts. Any questions? Oh, thank you. Thank you for loving these lives. I love you guys. Sometimes I feel like I'm just rambling, but I love that you guys enjoy them. Any more questions? Okay, we're gonna close out for the night. All right. Okay, so we're gonna close out for tonight. Of course, as you guys know, you guys can follow me on IG, which is House of Stars. Um, oh, am I doing readings? I don't do live readings much anymore because considering that the amount of topics I have to cover, it just would take too long and I don't have a lot of time. But if you guys would like to do a private reading with me, you guys always can hit me up on Instagram or on my email. All my information on where you can find me is in the description box. Maybe I actually will. Okay. My question rates are on my page, but I'm going to find a way that if I don't actually have how I don't do the questions in the live, that I could give you like something we know that it's like, okay, I came through the live and I watched your live and I want to ask a question type of thing. We could do it that way. But you can always get a private reading as well. As you guys know, I do Reiki, book a Reiki session as well, like a description about that as well. And I do candle work, special works, and whatever the case may be. Of course, I have my standard candles that I do sell. That's usually like my pre-make fix and stuff like that. But when it comes to obviously specific scenarios and situations, that's when prices are different. Um, but yeah, I probably not gonna see you guys until the end of the month. But the next video that I'm gonna do is that I'm recording is um the viewer's choice. So whatever the celebrity that you guys want me to read on, which I'm going to make that into a video. So if you haven't already, please put in the comment box who you want me to read on or what questions that you may have of a specific celebrity, and I'll try to squeeze it in on that video. Okay? So I do want to thank you so much for your time and rocking with me. May God bless you and the angels protect you. Good night.